Hey everyone, Mary from SVG Cuts here, and I am super excited about our new three-dimensional Christmas ornaments that we have now. And first of all, the coolest part of this kit I think has to be this really cool three-dimensional snowflake, which is pretty much like a rosette. So it's really cool how it just sticks off the page and there's so much dimension, and you could definitely make it obviously as an ornament, but it would also look super cool on the front of a gift bag, I think, or on top of a box. So that is really fun and easy to put together. The only thing you're going to need is a hot glue gun to glue the front and the back together to really hold it together nicely. So I will show you how that works here in just a minute. And we also have this other rosette style snowflake, which again is super cool and dimensional, and again you could totally put it on the front of a gift bag or on a box. Or you could even put these on the front of a card as long as you're not going to mail it. Like if you're just going to hand it to someone or put it on top of a gift or something like that, that would also look really cool. So we've also got this really neat vintage inspired spindle ornament, and I put some jingle bells on a lot of these projects because when you hear it in person it really makes it even more festive, which is fun. So this is also real easy to put together, and it's going to look really elegant on your tree or just anywhere around the house if you make a couple of them that go together, and it's fun to add some ribbons and some bling on the bottom and whatnot. So we've also got our cute little bird cage, which has a little partridge in it and some cute leaves on the top. And this is also real easy to put together because the cage part of it is just one piece, so it's just a matter of putting it together and putting some glue in there. So you could also make this for springtime as a cute little decoration to hang up and use like pastel colors and all that. So that's going to be fun too. So finally we have our Christmas tree, which also has a jingle bell on it. And the bottom is open, but in your download you also get a bottom part. So if you want to make this into a container and put some little goodies in it, you can also do it that way. So super fun too. So the paper that I used this time is from Basic Gray, and it's called Aspen Frost, and it's really pretty. It's really elegant, but also kind of modern at the same time. Got some really cool prints in here, and I just always love the way that Basic Gray is. It's cute, but it's also elegant at the same time somehow, so it's just kind of everything that I love all wrapped into one. And the color scheme is really cool too, with the turquoise and like the leafy green. And I also treated myself to the 6x6 pad, and it comes with some stickers and stuff. So if you just whipped up a really simple little box and put some stickers on it and a bow, that would be super quick and super cute. So I also treated myself to these fuzzy rub-ons, which I didn't end up using this time, and some little cute little embellishments. So love that. And I've got all my pieces cut out, so let's get started. So let's start with our first snowflake here, and we have these little stars and circles which go on the front and the back, and then all that's left are these two pieces which make up the snowflake rosette. So your piece is already scored here, and all you're going to do, notice how I'm not bending this circle, I'm only bending the part underneath it. But everywhere else is fair game. You can leave this as it is, or you can bend it, whatever you want to do. I'll go ahead and bend it. So as you can see, I'm just going down the line here, and everywhere that it's scored, I'm just bending it to get it going in the right direction almost here. And then I want to start doing an accordion fold here. And these shorter pieces I'm folding away from myself, and these longer pieces I'm folding towards myself. So I'm just going in an accordion style here, and there we go. And I only need to pinch it on the bottom. I don't really need to worry about pinching these top parts here. So I've got both of my pieces like this, and I'm going to either put it like this or like this. Doesn't matter which way. So what I'm going to do is get my glue here, and I'm going to just put a little bit of glue on this part here, and I'm going to line it up real nice and glue it right on. So now I've got one long piece here that's folded accordion style, and now I just need to glue this end to the other end. So again, I'm just going to put some glue on it, and then I'm going to just lay it right on top of the other piece. So now we've got kind of like a crown shape here, which looks a little unusual, but here's the fun part. Now what we need to do is just kind of gather this centerpiece together and then push it down, and you can see how it wants to flip out. So the way that we keep it in place, well, if you need to let it go for a minute, you can put something on top of it. I just grabbed this big thing of ink pads here. So while I'm holding it down, I'm going to grab my hot glue gun, and I'm going to put a big fat ring of hot glue all the way around. And then, since my snowflake is face down, I want to grab the back, and I want to place the back on it. Now I can line up these little points if I want, or I can just kind of stick it on there. It doesn't really matter unless you want to get technical. The only thing we want to make sure is that these two little circles are in the middle of our snowflake. So let's make sure that they are. Mine is a little bit off center actually, but you get the idea. You just want to make sure that those two circles on this part are showing through the circle in the middle. So next, you're just going to layer these little pieces, and as you can see, each one of them has two little circles in the middle. So I want to make sure that those are lined up. I'm going to glue them together, and then I'm going to take my hot glue gun again and put a smaller ring of glue and just set that right down on top. And if possible, I would like to line up my two circles with the two circles in the back, but it's not totally necessary. So now, in order to finish it off, I'm going to take a piece of yarn or twine or some thin ribbon. You can also add a button on the front if you want. And if you have a big fat needle, you can thread your big needle and stick it through the back, stick it through again, bring it out and tie it in a cute little bow here. So then for our doily snowflake, it has the same pieces, they're just shaped a little bit differently. So you're going to do the same exact thing I did before, which is to glue these together like this, and then wrap it around and glue the other side. Then you've got your crown shape, and just like I did before, you're going to take the center and fold it down, put some hot glue, and put your front and your back on, which will hold it together. So for this one, you can also tie it with some yarn and add a cute little bunch of bling and your button and maybe a jingle bell. So then just to jazz it up a little bit more, I also added some of this red netting between the two layers. And then to add the ribbon here, I just poked a hole for my brad, and I just put a brad with the ribbon like this. So next, for our little spindle ornament, we have these two pieces, and as you can see, one of them has some longer shapes on one end of it. So that's going to be the second piece. It'll be 1 and 2. And then we've got 6 pieces like this and 6 like this. So first, let's take our 6 pieces that are triangles, and we're going to put them down here. As you can see, it's on the bottom. But we're going to skip this first part because that's going to get covered up at the end. So we want to put the triangles here, 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 and here first. Then we can move on to assembling our ornament. So I'm starting with this first piece here, and I'm just going to put some glue on that top tab and glue it to its neighbor here. And then I will move down here and do this one. Just put a nice little even layer of glue and just line it up as best you can. And I'm just going to do the same thing here on the top. It's pretty easy once you break it down. Each little step is quite simple, and then by the time you're done, it looks like pretty impressive, so that's always fun. So I'm just lining it up and giving it a second to dry. Now the only difference here is that we are putting glue on 3 tabs instead of just 2, so that we can add the second piece to the first piece here. And we're just going to do the same thing all the way down and just continue to glue these together until they form a point, and also on the top pieces. Then when you get to the end, these pieces are actually going to go on top. They're not going to go on the inside because that would be too difficult to glue. So when you're finishing up your shape, you're going to glue this piece on the outside here and also this piece on the outside here. Then when that's all done, you can take I've got some thin twine here that I wrapped around about 3 times around this side, and it pulls it all together nice and perfectly. And you do the same thing up at the top with some thin twine. Just wrap it around like 3 times, tie it in a knot, and cut off the ends of the knot. And then all that's left to do is put on our top panels. So if you want to kind of curve it a little bit first, you can. And you're just going to put glue on the top and on the bottom. You don't really have to put it all the way in the middle. And then when you glue it on, it just goes like this. And you just hold it for a little bit while it dries. And then go all the way around and add some embellishments and you're done. So next for our bird cage here, I am not going to show you these leaves and everything on top or how to put together the bird itself because that's really simple. So all that's left then is the piece that is the bird cage and the bird's little swing and this liner piece that goes on the bottom on the inside just to make it finished off and look nice. So each of these shapes has a scored part here that you can fold over, and also here you can fold it over. And then all we're going to do is put some glue on this tab and just pop it right down onto the bottom. Pretty simple. Nothing else to fold because the bird cage is rounded. So you're just going to work your way around like so. So now if you want to put your bird on his swing, you can assemble your bird and put it on the swing. It's 2-sided. As you can see, this bird inside here is double-sided. And this swing can either go on now or it can go on at the end, because you can still get it on at the end by kind of getting in between these little pieces, or you can put it on now. So to do that, you just fold over these 2 little oblong pieces and they are going to get glued right in the middle on the top. So just put some glue in there, hold it, let it dry real nice, and then your swing will be in place with your bird on it. Then you can just finish going around and gluing each of these tabs in place to form your bird cage. And then once all of those are in place, you can go ahead and put some glue on the bottom of your liner piece and just carefully slide it into place under your bird to finish it off. So to tie the little hanger part on your bird cage, you're just going to take a piece of ribbon or yarn that's maybe about 10 inches long and fold it in half and take the center of it and poke it up through the hole that's in the middle of your bird cage. So once that's up through there, you can also put your leaves on, which have holes on the ends of them too. And then underneath, you can pull it through and tie it in a little knot and then pull it all the way back through, which is what I've done here. And then I also added some wire and some little jingle bells to make it cute too. So next for our little tree, it has 12 sides. So it has this main piece here, but then it's got 12 of these and 12 of these and also 12 of these. So I went ahead and I folded each scored area like this. And then, as you can see, this last one here kind of goes up at a sharp angle. That's because we're going to put glue on this at the end, so don't decorate this last part here. So what we're going to do is decorate the other parts, and if you look carefully you can see that there's a little score mark here, 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 and then also up here, 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 here. So those are not to be folded, they're just guidelines. So when you put your glue on your little piece, if you want to curve the end out a little bit, it's kind of cute, and just put a little glue right here and then line it up with this little score line right here, and just work your way all the way around with all 12 pieces. And then you're just going to do the same thing with this next piece, and it's got its own little guideline right here, and just go all the way around with your 12. And then finally your top piece, which goes all the way around. There's 12 pieces, and that you just line up with the top here. So once you've got all those in place, you're just going to put glue on this final panel that has nothing on it and just glue that right into place. So in order to add your ribbon, I just took a piece of maybe like 8 or 10 inch long ribbon, and I folded it in half and I poked it up through the inside. And if you need a little tool to poke through with, if you have like a stylus or something, you can use that to kind of jam it up in there. And then on the inside I've got a knot in the ribbon up at the top to keep the ribbon from sliding out. Then I just left some of it long just for the heck of it, and I also added some of this netting just for the heck of it too. So that keeps the ribbon from sliding out, and then I also tied a piece of twine with a little jingle bell to reinforce it some more, and just because it's cute. So there you have it, super fun Christmas ornament projects, and I hope you have fun making these, and if you do, you'll have to share a picture on our Facebook wall or on your blog or in our forum or on Pinterest or really anywhere. There's so many places nowadays. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time, and happy crafting!
Learn more by visiting www.svgcuts.com. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and watch all of our crafty videos on YouTube. It's a world of crafty content with you in the middle. svgcuts.com, inspiring you to live creatively and beautifully.